Welcome, everybody, to What's in the Box, the lockdown panel show involving a box. And it's the only show that says, don't just watch the ads because there are no adverts anymore. What are the businesses going to advertise? Come buy a hot tub when this is all over. Absolutely ridiculous. My name is Frizzle, and welcome to the show. I've got some wonderful guests for you today. First up is Leila Navabi. Hello, Leila.
Hello, how are you, mate?
I'm very well, dressed like Minnie the Minx, and I am for it.
I look like Dennis the Menace, which is my style icon.
That's fine. Oh yeah, Minnie the Minx is sort of a rip-off anyway. Dennis came first, but
yeah, always.
What pranks are you planning to pull? Are you going to sort out that Sergeant Major or the police?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and cough loads. That's my plan.
Oh, was that originally a Dennis the Menace plot? Ah.
Yeah, exactly. Hang on. Oh no. Okay, I've got mixed up. What's his name? Major what? What's the guy called?
Oh, Charles Ingram.
Charles Ingram. That's what I thought you were on about. I thought you were.
No, so you confused Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with the Beano.
Dennis the Menace. Yeah, I have. They're quite similar in some ways.
They are. They really are.
Yeah.
Our next guest is a comedian, and he fights the sea. He is Jake Donaldson. Hello, Jake.
Hello.
I was mentioning before the record that I tried to catch your show a couple of years ago and had a panic attack because the room was crowded and very, very hot.
Yeah, it was. Imagine having to be in there for an hour every day for 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's unforgivable if the comedian says, "Oh, we're going to have to leave now." But talk among yourselves, audience. And make sure you put money in the bucket at the end. They wouldn't be for that. I missed your show last year, which was Jake Donaldson Fights the Sea, which is a fantastic title. What was that show about?
I mean, it very much does what it says on the tin. It was me dressed in some swimming trunks, a dressing gown, and some children's boxing gloves. When I got people in the audience to come and throw water and salt over me, and then tried to make that in some way resemble a metaphor for mental health.
Okay. So it had a sort of nice ending at the end-ish. Our third guest today is a YouTuber, Ania Magliano. Hello, Ania.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm okay. I had horrible dreams all night, and then also I had a dream about one of my best friends dying, and then I had the dream that I told her about the dream. And she was like, that's kind of weird. And now I don't know what's real.
Okay. If it helps, this is barely real because it's not really anything. It's just a bunch of people dicking about for half an hour. We've got all the guests. We're going to start with round one. What's in the box? What's in the box? Round one is called What's in the Box. I have a mystery item in my pink box today, and we're going to go round. Our guests are going to say what they think is in the box. They'll most likely be wrong, but it's then up to them to determine why their guess was the closest. So we are going to start with Leila. Leila, what do you think is in the box today?
I think it might be a shoelace.
Single shoelace.
Yeah.
I like that. Anya, what do you think is in the box?
Banana bread.
Banana bread. Have you been making banana bread? Have you been one of those?
Once, and I was like, yeah, it's fine.
Well, during the lockdown or just ever in your life?
During the lockdown. But yeah, I thought it was nice. Don't see why everyone's talking about it.
It's because we can only get bananas from the shops now, so we have to make do. We've got shoes made of bananas. Everything's made of bananas now.
Absolutely.
Jake Donaldson, what do you think is in the box today?
A rugby mouth guard.
A rugby mouth guard. I used to play rugby back when I was 13, but that's because I was the fattest one in my class, and it meant the less moving. All I did was just stand there and just try and push people over. The actual item in the box is... it's a T-shirt from the Les Mis London. Oh, look at that. It's long sleeved. I use it as pajamas. It's got 24601. It's got Les Mis on the back, and it's from Duenters, 48 Leicester Square. And it's extra large, fact fans. So we've got Jean Valjean's number on a T-shirt. Leila, why is that closest to a shoelace?
I feel like shoelaces is something that prisoners had to. Didn't they like used to tie it to their ankles and like be all tied up in like a row, like walking in a line? And I suppose that's quite similar to that particular scene, the 24601 scene in Les Mis. So I feel like that is also quite similar in that regard. Both of them connote the same scene of Les Miserables, a shoelace and that top.
I would like to see your budget-directed Les Mis, where all the prisoners have tied up on their ankles with shoelaces. Yeah. I love that idea. I want to make that work. Anya, why was your guess of banana bread the closest?
So despite what I said before about banana bread sort of being neutral to me, I would actually now sort of say that it sort of acts as a comfort food, doesn't it? And I guess in the same way that t-shirt is comforting to you, if you're trusting it as a pajama piece of nightwear, because you need to have trust.
I do. I don't think, not like my other pajamas that attack me at night and strangle me. It's very true. It's very true. And Jake Donaldson, why is your guess of a rugby mouthguard the closest?
Well, in rugby, you wear a shirt with a number on it, don't you? So you've got the number of the position that you play in the game. So you've got, like, I used to play number 22, so I had a big 22 on my chest. This person obviously plays in a team that's much larger than a usual rugby team. But I think that, you know, and it's a prison number. Prison is quite a scary thing. It's quite a sort of tough, manly sort of environment, which is like what rugby is. So that's my argument anyway. Okay.
Yeah, I've tried putting that on. So you think I played the number 24601? Do rugby players have numbers on their shirts?
Yeah. On the back of them, they've got big numbers. Especially in international rugby, rather than having their names on them, they have a number because it denotes what position they play.
Okay, you've all got three very good arguments there. In round one, I only give 3 points to one person. And because I really want to see the budget Les Mis with shoelaces, the 3 points do go to Leila in that round. But I will say Anya was the closest, because Valjean does steal a loaf of bread.
Does he?
Could have been, but that's why he's in prison for 20 years.
Oh, yeah, if only I'd paid attention to Les Mis.
Sorry, I don't understand.
I don't know why my Google is getting into that. I don't think I ever wanted.
Okay, she thinks I should have won.
I love that. I love that Google's trying to understand, because obviously she's been listening throughout the 4 weeks that I've been recording this show, and it's like, what? She got the point. It's a very good point. Anya, you get a point just for that joke alone. Very well done. It is time.
I feel like that both of them should have to go to prison now for stealing points away from me. I deserve that point.
It was very good, but I didn't like remembering that I used to play rugby. I really didn't enjoy it. I really did not. It was literally because I was the fat kid, and they put me that. Other people got to do golf in my school. My school wasn't particularly posh, but golf was an option for sport. I should have done that. Sorry, I'm not bitter. It's time for round two. What's in the box? What's in the box? Round two is called Backstory. Our guests have prepared their own box with items in, and they are going to attribute them to another contestant of the show. They then have to tell me a story of the first time that they were introduced to this object and why it means so much to them, why it means so much in their entire life. They've never been apart from this. So it's an improvisation game. First playing is Anya, which means your gift is going to be attributed to you by Leila. Leila, what's the item that you're reuniting with Anya?
I've got Anya's goalie glove.
Oh my lord! Thank you.
It's quite well worn.
Yeah, well, I used to wear that. I loved to be in the goal. Honestly, I couldn't say a place felt more like home than when I was saving those goals in football, the sport. Obviously, I only had one glove because I was sort of felt like I should be half in the moment, which obviously you need your full hand to do. You want to be half in the moment. You want to be feeling the air, the ball, if it ever comes that close, God forbid. You want to be sort of able to, I feel like with gloves, sometimes you can't gesture if you want to flick the V's, victory or otherwise, towards your fellow teammates. But obviously that other glove was very important for me because that was actually on my hand, if you can believe such a thing, when I stopped the goal that would have meant that a small child would have been hit, because there was a small child lurking around the goal, as they often want to do.
Wow.
Such bravery, such sentiment. I think we all asked that at some point in lockdown. Next up is Jake Donaldson, and his item is going to be attributed from Ania's box. Ania, what gift are you giving to Jake? Reuniting with Jake.
What is that? Some kind of little cat thing?
I think it's a rugby mouth guard.
It's made in Poland, if that helps.
Okay, so Jake, this Polish black and white cat, obviously you know all about it, and you're going to tell us the story of why it means so much to you now.
Obviously, I mean, this story is well documented, how I first came to know the Felix, as I call him. He was handed down through generations. He was my dad before him, his dad before him, his dad. Once went on holiday to Poland, and he came across a small shop in an abandoned street that seemed almost as if you walked past it, it didn't quite register like it was there. And then he walked in, and it was run by a strange old man wearing a fez, and he said, "Look, Steve." I only sell one thing, and that thing is small porcelain cats. But not just any small porcelain cats. This is a small porcelain cat that brings good luck to whoever bears it. And those people will forever be able to put a hat on and it'll look good. And so that is the story of how, passed through generations, my family have always looked good in hats.
Right, that is an extremely detailed backstory. I think half of it was from the monkey's paw. The other half was from a Neil Gaiman short story. But I enjoyed that. And however, you will, when Leila's having her go, can you please find a hat, put it on, and we will judge if you look good in it.
Okay.
Speaking of Leila, you are next. Jake, what's the item from your box? You're reuniting with Leila.
It is this, which is the lunch card from when I was at secondary school.
When you were at secondary school.
It says his name on it.
It's got my name on it. It says Jake
Gateshead
Donaldson.
Council, Wrighton Comprehensive School. But obviously, this is really Leila's, and she's going to explain why it means so much to her. And Jake, find a hat while she's doing this. Leila, please tell us the story of you and this lunch card.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously, I grew up in Wales, and my school was really shit sometimes because I like no one could pronounce my name. So what would happen is I'd go to the lunch queue and I'd have my card, and I'd like try and use it, and they'd be like they couldn't say my name properly. They might say like Leila or Lola, or Lala is one I've had before. And they'd like not be able to say it, and I wasn't allowed to receive my lunch until they correctly pronounced my name. That was like the law.
Right.
And so what I did was I called Jacob, and he said, "Have mine. I'm not in school anymore." This is an assumption that he's older than me. I don't know if that's true. And I mean, it's true. It is true. Sorry, of course it's true. And he kindly posted that card from where he's from to Wales for me to use, and from that day forward I never went hungry at a lunchtime again, and I was fondly known as Jake throughout the rest of my school journey.
I believe you. I believe that entire story. So it's going to be 3 points, 2 points, 1 point. At the moment, I'm going to be giving Leila the 3 points, but Jake has returned and he has a hat on. And can we get an audience participation if you think he does suit this or not? Any comments are welcome from guests and the audience alike. Here is Jake Donaldson wearing a hat.
Oh my god.
That
It's
is,
very good.
it's actually the fez that was worn by the man who sold my great-great-granddad the porcelain cat. So
It looks
So
like
much.
it really fits your the width of your head perfectly. That's what I will say. Can you shake it about? Does it stay on?
I feel like that we're straying into racist territory now.
Are we indeed? Right. The points there. Oh, this is really tricky because those are really, really good, everyone. Jay, I don't think the hat looks that good. I'm giving you the 1 point. Leila, I'm giving you 2, and Anya has 3 points for that round. I just really believed in the stories, and you saved a child. You saved a child at the end of the day, and there's very, very big points in that. Right, that's the end of round 2. It is time for round 3.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 3 is always the music round, and I've invented a new game, everybody. It's called Pikachu or Pikachu. I have 9 things listed, and they are either the names of Pokemon or the names of bands.
Oh,
So
God.
you will be saying if it is a Pokemon or a band, and to make it more fair, you'll be choosing the numbers between 1 and 9. So I haven't got them listed anyway. Jake will be starting this round. So Jake, please, a number between 1 and 9.
8.
Number 8 is Zebrahead.
Oh,
Is
it's
that
easy.
a Pokemon or a band?
It's a band.
It is a band with 628,000 monthly listeners on Spotify.
I am one of them.
Excellent. Oh, that was really lucky then. Game might be not as good as I thought it would be. Next up, Leila, number between 1 and 9.
2.
Shellac. Is that a Pokemon or is it a band?
Yeah, it's a nail. I'm gonna go for a band.
It is a band with 50,000 regular listeners monthly on Spotify. We've got points from everyone so far. But Anya, name a number between 1 and 9.
9.
Number 9 is Ludicolo. Ludicolo. Is that a Pokemon or is it a band?
It sounds too Italian to be a Pokemon. But I'm gonna go Pokemon. Just
It is a Pokemon.
thank God.
I literally Googled obscure Pokemon names. Fantastic. We're going to go round again. Jake, a number between 1 and 9.
1.
Number 1 is Trubbish. Is this a Pokemon or is it a band?
I really want it to be a band, but I think it's a Pokemon.
It is a Pokemon, Jake. Oh, everyone's got them right so far. Next up, Leila, number between 1 and 9.
7.
7 is Skindred. Is that a Pokemon, a band, or a skin condition?
I think it's a band, Frizz.
It is a band. Zebrahead. Zebrahead was a band, but so is Skindred. Skindred is a band with 483,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. We are back to Anya, number between 1 and 9.
6.
6 is Chimiara. Is that Pokemon or band?
Surely Pokemon.
Chimiara, I'm afraid, is a band. We've
Oh
got
my
one wrong
God.
for once. I'm so glad that this quiz isn't that easy as I thought it was. We are back to Jake. Final round here, number between 1 and 9.
I can't remember where we are with these now, but 3.
3 we've not had. Hooper Unbound. Is Hooper Unbound a Pokemon or a band?
Oh, I don't think Pokemon have 2 words in their names, so I'm going to go with a band again.
It is a Pokemon, I'm afraid. I know,
Wow.
I was as shocked as you. It does sound like the documentary of like a Pokemon that went to jail. And, you know, something like that. We are back to Leila, number between 1 and 9.
4.
4, you've got Magmar. Is Magmar a Pokemon or a band?
God. I don't know. Let's say Pokemon.
Magmar is a Pokemon for the point there. And our last one, Anya, is Mega Mawile.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure. Didn't she marry Prince Harry?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with band. It sounds like something my like year 7 boyfriend would have listened to. R.I.P. No, he's not dead.
You mean, yeah, I was just going to clarify. Your boyfriend currently isn't in year 7.
Oh my god, yeah. He's not a child and he's not dead. I'm fine.
Oh my god. And to top it all up, Mega Mawile is a Pokemon, I'm afraid.
Oh my god.
So that is the end of round 3. If you're watching ITV, pick us up for a series. That could go big. As the end of round 3, it's time for round 4.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 4 is called Best Tool for the Job. I've been asking our audience for tasks or problems that need solving, and our guests today are going to try and solve them. Before they do, they're going to pick out an item from their box. This will be the item they use to solve the problem. So before they know what the problem is, they have to pick out the item. So can you all pick out an item from your relative boxes? Leila, what have you got?
I've got some paracetamol.
Okay. Anya, what have you got?
Little toy starfish.
And Jake, what have you got?
I've got a pocket watch.
Okay.
Are you from the past?
I mean, his story was straight out of Edgar Allan Poe. So there is the possibility there's some Bernard Watch shenanigans going on here. The problem that all of you will be solving with these items is the task is making a good Black Widow movie. Black Widow is the next Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. It's already finished. It was meant to come out last week, but they're suspending it for obvious reasons. But if you were in charge of writing, directing, being involved, who's cast in the film itself, using your objects, how can you make a good Black Widow movie? And we are going to start with Leila for this one.
I think the good thing about superhero movies that is good relative to paracetamol is that most people in superhero movies normally are white, and actually these paracetamols are all white. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, 8, and they're all white. So I think what I would do is I'd cast all of these paracetamols as the main cast, and it would be a smash hit.
I like it. So you've got to make like a claymation stop motion style movie. Are you going to draw little faces on them?
I'll do it now.
Please do.
This is a waste of resource. This is a waste of NHS. I paid for them. It's okay.
I'll do the music.
That's the main. Wait, hang on. That's the main character.
I'm invested.
I'd watch it.
I am too. Oh, I love this. This is a very strong opener. Next up, though, we're going to have Jake. How are you going to use your pocket watch to make a good Black Widow movie?
I'm taking a different tack with this because, as you said, the film's already been made, but it might be rubbish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my pocket watch, and I'm just going to stand in front of every audience that goes to see the film, and I'm just going to wave it back and forward and hypnotize the audience into thinking that it's actually a really good movie. And then when they leave, they'll all think it's been brilliant. And then there's no need to go through all the expensive shenanigans of reshooting a film and making a new version. We can just brainwash the general public into thinking it was already good.
Okay. And finally, Anya, you and your toy starfish, how are you going to make a good Black Widow movie?
Well, I think everyone is agreed in Black Widow is a type of spider, right? So, like, spiders are kind of freaky and they have too many legs, whereas this has 5 legs, which I think, like, 3 less than spider is a good compromise. So I would make this the star of the show. Look at his little smile. No one is going to have a freak out when they watch Black Widow.
It's got the same face as Leila's paracetamol.
I thought you were going to say same face as Leila. I was going to say
that as well.
True,
always smiling.
True. Yeah, always smiling.
With your tiny eyes. Oh my gosh. No, I love that. I love that all. Leila, you're getting 5 full points for that.
Oh, thank you. Racism always wins.
I absolutely, I absolutely loved your cast, your tiny face. The fact you were able to draw on a paracetamol is talent in itself. Anya, I'm giving you 3 for that. That is a very cute starfish. I would watch that. And also, it's the same face as the paracetamol, which means it's set in the same cinematic universe. And that's the point. Jake, I'm going to give you 1 for that because as weird as hypnotizing the whole audience is, that doesn't make a good Black Widow movie. It just makes people think that there was a good Black Widow movie. And
Frizz, look at me for a second. You're going to give me 15 points. 15 points.
Right. So that's 15 points for Jake. No, I can't do that. I'm not that susceptible. You idiot for trying to trick me. I did not like that at all. So that is the end. 15. That is the end of that. That's the end of round 4. We've got a lot of points here. It's time for round 5.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 5 is called 23 seconds. I've asked our guests to get a specialist subject prepared, and they're going to name as many examples as they can in 23 seconds. That is the time limit you get. You can say it as fast, but watch out if you repeat things and the audience catch on or any of us catch on, you will lose all your points. So be very careful. You can either speed through it or take your time. But it is important that it's in 23 seconds. The person in first place always goes first, which gives our other 2 contestants a chance to sort of think about what they're going to say. And winning at the moment is Leila. So what is your specialist subject?
My specialist subject is celebrities in the Gal Gadot Imagine video.
Beautiful. Oh, that is fantastic. So, in 23 seconds, here is Leila saying as many celebrities as she can in that awful Imagine video by Gal Gadot, starting now.
Okay, so we've got Gal Gadot, first and foremost. You've got Labyrinth is in it, Sia. You've got Dawn Porter and her husband, Chris O'Dowd, which is another one. Then you've got Ashley Benson, which is really sad. There's a breakup going on at the moment, if you've heard. Cara Delevingne's also in it.
That is time. Thank you very much. Now, I couldn't last the whole video, so I don't know if you've just made up any of those celebrities. But it does seem to be a couple breaking up special, considering I mentioned Neil Gaiman earlier. So maybe this episode is cursed. But that's very good. You've got your final score right there. In second place at the moment is Ania Magliano. And Anya, what is your specialist subject?
One Direction songs.
I know all of these. I've got Harry Styles on my fucking wall.
Oh God.
It was lovely. It was this Twitter account I made called Harry My Cat Died, where I retweeted people who tweeted Harry Styles that their cat was dead, and weirdly I turned it into a tour show.
Oh my God, I think we might be kindred spirits.
I've stopped having to do that because I thought bullying teenage girls wasn't really that fun. And we are not kindred spirits because I'm not in year 7 and I'm not dead. We know all about you. So, saying as many One Direction songs as she can in 23 seconds, here is Ania Magliano, and your time starts now.
Okay, What Makes You Beautiful?
Yeah.
Up All Night, banger. Kiss You, banger. Diana, it's fine. Midnight Memories, really lovely stuff. Oh my God, I'm so scared on the spot. You and I, is that one?
It is, and that is time. Oh, fantastic. Now, Anya, if you said your specialist subject was One Direction songs and my reviews of them, you would have got a load of bonus points then, because I would have included the reviews. I did appreciate that review, though. That's how future like film 2020 should be. Like Sonic the Hedgehog, all right. Jake Donaldson is currently in last place, but can he make it to first place? Jake, what is your specialist subject?
Well, I had to think about this, and I was going to just do numbers. But I thought that would be too easy. So I've gone with my ex-girlfriends, age 16 to present.
Okay, so Jake, you can score, I think, what's that, 2, 3? But we'll find out. Jake is going to make up some names that he saw on Facebook the other day. Here is Jake's order. ex-girlfriends from the age of 16 onwards.
Emily, Laura, Hannah, Emily 2, Laurie, Sophie, Alex, Lauren, Emily 3. I think that's all of them.
And that is time. I love the fact that you could have just named anyone. You could have had 26 Emilys for all we knew.
No, I
didn't
take this
know.
seriously, Stephen.
We have got our final scores here. What a lovely episode of What's in the Box that was. In third place with 13 points is Jake Donaldson.
Yes, finally.
Whilst you're here, Jake, is there anything you would like to plug?
Yeah, I do a podcast about Star Trek called Red Shirts. So it's not gone live yet, but it will be going live shortly. So if you find it on wherever you get your podcasts, it's called Red Shirts, or follow us on Twitter at Red Shirts Cast, or just follow me on Twitter at Donaldson Comedy, and you can find out when I'm going back on tour after this is all gone.
Yeah, all links will be in the description below. In second place today with 14 points, only one away, is Ania Magliano. Well done, Ania. One Direction knowledge was brilliant. Is there anything that you would like to plug whilst you're here?
Not really, just my Twitter, social media vibes. Just get me on those.
Okay, follow Ania on the social media. And our winner with 20 points exactly,
Whoa.
It is the paracetamol director herself. It is Leila Navabi. Well done, Leila.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Anything that you'd like to plug?
I'd like to plug the next series of Newsjack, which I'm producing, and it will be in autumn time, but you can start preparing if you want to write. Anyone can write for it. So why don't you submit some fun scripts?
And to be fair, the news isn't going to change between now and
No,
August.
you've got
It's going
so
to be
many gaps already.
Leila, employ me on Newsjack, please. Give me writing
anyone
work.
can be employed on Newsjack, but can anyone be in my Black Widow film? No.
Well, Jake is white.
What do I win?
so-
What do I win? Do I win anything? Can I make the Black Widow film?
No, you get to win. I don't know.
Boy.
You get to be credited first in the episode. Your name will be the first one that when I send this episode when it's live. And to prove it, check the title of the episode. Look, Leila's name is first. That's amazing. One more time, I guess today, Leila Navabi, Ania Magliano, and Jake Donaldson. I've been Frizz Frizzle. This has been What's in the Box. If you would like to support us, you can do. If you'd like to buy us a coffee on ko-fi.com/frizzfrizzle. If you do that, you get all sorts of exclusive content as well, or feel free to make a contribution to paypal.me/frizzfrizzle. I've been Frizzle, and that has been What's in the Box. We will see you soon, and can everyone please wave at the camera for 23 seconds as the end credits play.
What's in the box?